Hi guys, if it's Tuesday, it's Down and Dirty Woodscraft. Stay with me. Okay, today we're going to talk about technique in fire starting in windy, cold conditions. Now, let's look at those windy, cold conditions, especially here in the winter. What we're looking at is A, the temperature is low, freezing, something like that, maybe even be a little bit below. When the temperature is close to freezing and you blow your breath, the moisture from your breath causes it to cool very quickly. So we want to avoid that if possible. So if I have a tinder bundle and I'm trying to blow into it, understand a component of what I'm doing is adding moisture, and that's bad. So it's better to fan than it is to blow. I blow if I need to get it focused and going, and then I get to going, keeping the air flow. But my breath is at that point a bad thing. Let's talk about ignition sources. And I've got several of them here. You have lighters. Lighter is my first choice when it's really cold and really bad. We're going to get that in a second. Second is going to be matches. Again, it produces flame. Third choice is going to be some sort of spark producing thing like a ferrocerium rod or etc. Fourth choice, something like char cloth, flint and steel. Fifth choice, something like sun lens. Sun is great when it's good conditions. It's not a great thing because you're producing a cold. Notice that the ferrocerium rod, the flint and steel, and the solar ignition are all producing a cold, and therefore you've got to blow that into life. Again, our breath is a bad thing. We want this to work without us having to touch it. So we're going to prepare our tinder bundle. Now this is a tinder bundle. The difference between this and a bird's nest. A bird's nest is super fine in the middle, and it's designed for catching a spark from catching a flame from spark. A tinder bundle is a group that's going to catch it from a flame. So matches, lighter, something like that. So now let me zoom in close. We're going to talk about a trick and technique right quick. Okay guys, this morning it's 34 degrees out here right now, and so it's very dry, which is good, but it's also pretty cool this morning, so my hands are numb. Mechanical stuff is a little difficult. I'm kind of conditioned to it, but it is a little difficult right now, and that's something you got to bear into consideration. Alright, I have plain old matches. More on that in a minute. I have a really good lighter that I've showed in several videos, and this is that exotec Zippo type lighter. We'll talk about that in a second. I have an actual Zippo lighter. I have a carrier with a Bic lighter inside of it, and I've got an open Bic container, Bic lighter, and I have a match safe with matches. Now, let us discuss each one of them. The two Zippo lighter type deals use a replenishable fuel, so I need to be able to reload them or etc. Advantage to the old Zippo type lighter is it's handy and it's quick. Disadvantage, it evaporates on its own, and as you can see, this one's out of fluid. It's been carried in a haversack or rucksack, and over a period of days, weeks, it just depends on the conditions, the fluid is going to evaporate. So I'm left with a good sparker, but I don't have the fluid. This one seals up, and it has an O-ring in it, and I have carried this one for more than 6 months, and as I say in a recent video, coming video where I'll talk more about this, I haven't had to refuel this thing in months because I use it sparingly when I really need it, and the fluid stays trapped. It has an O-ring. So when I unscrew it, it's a little wet because it's got fluid. All I got to do is this. Air dry it for just a second, and that fluid evaporates. If you don't, when it ignites, it's going to come down here and it could get your O-ring. So you just evaporate it right quick, and then you produce your flame to do your job. My little bitty open Bic lighter will produce a flame on command. Disadvantage, this can get wet and get out of time easily, so I need to protect it. I can put a piece of rubber over it. I've seen these even put inside of a condom and sealed up and put in a kit. There's several different ways of doing it. Now, I've got the exotec cover that I carry to carry the full size lighter in it. So this protects it, keeps it from losing its gas, because this can't get depressed, and it keeps it waterproof so I can keep it fresh to go. This is how I want to do to carry a lighter in bulk. This one and this one handles all my needs in my haversack. This one is nice and convenient, but I know its limitations, and so I don't count on it for long term. I count on this and this for long term. Okay? Which brings us now to matches. Simply a box of matches. Now, matches go bad over time. Environment, moisture makes the box degrade, makes it where it won't strike. So this needs to be protected. Put it into some other carrier or whatever. You also need to set it in some way that's going to keep these matches from not oxidizing over time. Or just simply buy new matches from time to time. And these light right up, they're good to go. But they go out quickly and easily in the breeze, and we'll get to that in a minute. To protect the matches, I carry a match safe. And this is an old marbles type I've had for a very long time. You unscrew it, and I upgraded and put a better piece of rubber inside the lid. The thing that comes in it's not that good. I upgraded, cut me a piece of good rubber and put in there with a drop of glue. So this seals it up, and I can drop it in water and it'll hold it. Inside I've got my matches, and I've taken the side striker off of my boxes and put two of them in there. One in an L shape all the way to the bottom, and then put the matches on it. Another one here at the top where I can grab it easy to be able to pull it out. I want two sets in there in case I lose one. Okay? And so matches are absolutely viable, and I carry a variety of matches, including the Yuko shake it out there. There it is. The Yuko lifeboat matches. Now this is the kind of match that I'm going to want to use in wet, windy conditions, because once it's ignited, it's going to keep burning. Okay? And this technique I'm about to show you would work with that or just plain old kitchen matches, as long as you can get them to ignite. And then that screws tight down on that seal to keep it relatively watertight. And then I've got a little, it's hooked to my Boy Scout compass for a backup for carrying. Now, we've talked about the ignitions. Now let's talk about the technique. I'm in a sheltered place right here right now to get out of the wind, but we've been having gusts of 20-30 miles an hour today. So if I was out in the open and that wind blowing through, any heat I generate here is just going to escape right away. And I've got my fire lay ready to go, but I need to ignite my tinder bundle to get it going. I want to take into account wind. One, I want the wind coming like this across me, either from left going right or right going left. I do not want the wind coming straight toward me. When this ignites, I don't want the smoke and flames in my face, and I don't want it going dead away from me either, because that will cause a back eddy that will cause this smoke and stuff to roll right here. I don't want that. I want it sideways. So I'm going to adjust my body however I got to be to do it. Next, I'm going to use the tinder bundle itself to help shield it. Now we're going to assume here for a minute that we got limited matches. Okay? And these are these little bitty old small 1.25 or something like that, 1.5 inches. Little bitty old matches from these small cheap box matches. Not great matches. I'm limited. Alright? So let's say that the wind is coming from this direction, going from right to left. What I want to do is I want to turn my tinder bundle around, and I want to go ahead and put my match into my tinder bundle. And then I'm going to take a small stick. Let me do this up close so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to take the match and go ahead and stick it in. And then I'm going to take a small stick of some kind, stick down there through that tinder bundle and put behind it so I can take my thumb and hold pressure against that match, the match stick, and against that stick. So don't want to fold away from me. It's held up at this angle. See, when I turn it sideways, you can see where it is right there. Okay. Now, I've got everything ready. I'm going to take my box of matches and I'm going to put up against that match. When I strike it, I'm going to roll it over immediately and let the flame go up into my tinder bundle, using the tinder bundle and my hand to shield this match. Now I realize that's going to burn down to my thumb quickly, so I got to be quick. I got to ignite, roll it, and then get it in a position where I want it to burn without it having time to burn me. But the cross stick right there that I just put in allows me to put pressure against that match, so that when I get up here and I strike against it, just like that, and the flames climb right into the tinder bundle. That quick. Now roll it and lay it down, and I'm cooking. That quick, that easy. So, in conclusion, pick your ignition source. Understand the strengths and the weaknesses of whatever ignition source you have. Prioritize your ignition sources. If it's cold, it's wet, it's rainy, I'm going to a lighter first choice. I'll only use other methods if I have to. I want to start at the top and work my way down. If conditions are right and they're good, and I'm in no stress, practice that ferrocerium rod. Practice that flint and steel. If conditions are just about perfect, and they need to be down here in my south due to humidity, I might practice bow drill or something like that. But I need those conditions to be right. Recognizing the conditions, recognizing the ignition source, recognizing the situation, being aware of what's going on. Don't get trapped in a one-way only mindset, because if all I ever did was just bring out a lighter to light a fire, what happens when you don't have a lighter? Mechanical problems happen. You're out of fuel. You didn't know it. The lighter broke for some reason. Something got stuck and you lost your gas. Whatever. Have a backup. My liquid fuel lighter stays in my haversack. Out comes the exotec metal lighter, stays in the haversack as my emergency go-to backup, because I know that's going to work. And then I've got the Bic lighter in the carrier. This one is my usual grab lighter. Okay? Matches have a place. Being able to stick a match into this, if I'm in a driving wind, even holding a lighter up there, may not be the best choice, because I need to, suppose I have to ignite it and then cup it with my body. I need both hands. See, by being able to take one of those Yuko lifeboat matches and stick into the bundle, ignite it, and then wrap around it, I can get my bundle going to get my fire lay started. It's all about being aware, focus on the technique, and know the strengths and weaknesses of whatever system you're using, and apply that to your current situation. Hope this gives you some ideas, guys. Please leave me any questions or comments, and do me a favor, hit that like button and that little bell and hit all, please, so you can hear all my videos. Till next time, I'm Blackie Thomas, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.